Mezzo! What's going on,
What's
Mezzo?
up? Not much, not much. How are you?
I am good. I feel like you were just constantly doing cool things. I just have to just sit around and listen to your stories. Like every
It's
weekend you're
not
doing
bad.
something now. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm busy. I just have. It's just been a lot of stuff going on. I do videography at a studio, and we had 4 shoots in 3 days, and that was kind of hectic. And
Right.
then I had my husband's coworker had a retirement luncheon. I had to go from there to a shoot, and then we went to an improv show in San Francisco, and it was a crazy week.
Mm-hmm.
And before even that, so just constant. But this week is actually calmer. I'm actually going
This
to
week
sleep
is
in
calmer?
tomorrow. I'm going to
Oh,
sleep
oh.
in tomorrow. Yeah.
Sleeping in, what's that? I've heard of it.
Sleeping until like 7:30. That's sleeping in for me.
Right. The life of a mom, you never get real sleep in time.
Exactly.
So you had a very fun weekend. You went to an improv show this weekend, right?
Yeah, so over at Stageworks Theater, Endgames Improv is doing this really cool show called Your F Word Relationship, F'd Up Relationship.
Right.
And so basically, you can put your name in a jar, or they interview you in the audience, and they ask you, you can explain a messed up relationship you were in, and
Right.
they take details from it and improv scenes with those details, and it's so funny.
Wow.
So I was the interview for the first act.
Okay.
And yeah, and I don't want to go into too many details on a family-friendly show kind of thing, but rose petals were involved in the story, and they made this hilarious scene where they were at a honeymoon suite, and they asked for rose petals, but they filled it so much with rose petals that they couldn't find each other. And
Wow.
they're like this in the
How many
stage.
actors were there that were part of the group?
It was 7 or 8, something like
Okay.
that. It was a pretty good amount. Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. And so if you're ever interested, they sell tickets on Eventbrite, and they do the improv shows almost every weekend. And they even have classes for it too, if you want to perform yourself.
Wow. And
So
you got
that's
to
really cool.
meet someone that you've worked with for a while, only through the internet, right?
I don't want to say worked with, I'm involved in the community. I don't want to play it up too much, but so as we've talked about before, we have New Rocks. I'm in the New Rock Stars community, where I'm a moderator in their YouTube and Discord for the last year and a half. And Eric Voss, as many of you have probably heard of, so he was in the improv show, and so I got to meet him. And so here's show it here. There's the picture of us together after the show.
And he even had gifts for you too. Not only did you have gifts for
I
him.
know. Oh my goodness. That was it was so sweet and kind. So I gave him one of Kyber K's combat sabers, the Shadow, and he was so excited because that's his first saber.
I would never have guessed that. I would have thought he had a pile of them at the house.
Yeah. So he's like, is it safe to walk around with this? That was really cool. And then what he gave me, first I'll show you the t-shirt, which is really, really fun. So in Multiverse of Madness, there are some characters in the Illuminati, and these are drawn in a Rick and Morty style.
Yeah.
So that was really, really cool, and I'm excited to wear that. And then my first ever Funko Pop.
See, and I didn't know you didn't own a Funko. I feel sad now.
Yeah, I have never had a Funko Pop, and now I do, and it has a special place on my office desk.
Woohoo!
So, and
Black
he was
Widow.
he was super chill and nice and kind. The cast even invited people out to drinks afterwards, but it was already 11 p.m. We had an hour drive home. I had to be up at 7.
Right.
I really, really wish I could, but I can't.
Right. Oh, we should get a Kyber Cave field trip to go down to another show.
Yeah, no, okay, I have a question for you, tech-wise. Are you seeing comments?
I am seeing no comments at all.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any either, so I'm wondering, it says that we're live and everything's checkmarked as good, so I just wonder.
Yeah, I'm used to people saying hi, hello.
I know,
Hello.
and I haven't seen anyone say hi yet, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't having a glitch.
Yeah,
So
no.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to us. They're just all voyeurs tonight.
Sometimes we don't start right until about 7:15, so they might be like, oh no, I need to finish in the bathroom first.
Right. We'll see you go from 5 to 15 in right after at the 15 mark.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I do have some interesting news. Oh, there's Saber
Hey,
Paul. Hello.
Saber Paul, the new daddy. Hello, Mr. Saber
Yes.
Paul. And I'm not wearing my Obi-Wan shirt tonight. I just got back from Reno, from what is it? What was it called? RageCon.
Oh, okay.
Rage stands for Reno Area Gaming Exposition. So we were out supporting Five
That sounds
Titans.
fun.
Yeah, it was all game, like there were so many tables set up for so many different games. It was absolutely amazing. And not as many vendors as I expected to see there.
Oh.
So obviously we were kind of the standout, being Sabers at a gaming convention.
I mean,
But-
Saber stand out anywhere.
Right. Of course, it is nothing but love, Saber Paul. We are excited to hear about your Papa adventures when you are ready to tell us about them.
Yes, exactly. That's awesome. I would cosplay my Mario for that gaming convention. I have actually never cosplayed before. I had like I guess you can call it an improvisational cosplay where I went to an anime convention.
Right.
Oh gosh, like 15 years ago. And I had a kimono and I saw a Firefly cosplay group. And I asked if I could take a picture. They're like, yes, but only if you say that you're Kaylee from the show. Because we didn't have a Kaylee. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I stayed with them for a while and did a few pictures.
It's so funny. You're in this community now, but there's so much that is like brand new to you. It's like taking a little newborn child
I'm
around.
I'm a newborn child.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You are the child of Kyber Cave, and
Saber Paul.
we are going to show you the world of sabers.
All right, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go first.
No. Oh, do we have nerd news this week?
I do. I have nerd news. So.
Oh my god! How do you keep so organized? You have like 700 jobs and
Honey,
still manage to get things done.
Remember, I have a whole checklist for this show. Actually, you know what's funny is, I go to my mother's every Sunday to hang out, and I forgot my checklist, so I got everything ready without the checklist this time. And I was like, I'm doing something I know, and I did have one little tech issue, but I fixed it before you even signed on. So, so the first nerd news I have is Obi-Wan Funko Pop.
Ooh.
And more. Like there's even like you see the little spinning Inquisitor saber there. That's really, really neat. And even like the pop caps that go on the back of your phone.
Right.
So you can find more. Those who are watching can find more information on that down in the description. Thank you, Saber Paul. Yeah, organization really. It's it organizes my brain.
Right.
If I don't have a list, my brain can't keep it organized.
Right.
And
we
so
have to have somebody
actually,
organized around here.
somebody. And then the other news I have, which some people might be sad about, but it's like about time too, is John Williams has announced that he will be he's planning to retire after Indiana Jones 5. So for those who don't know, and if you don't, you've been living under a rock. Love you, but sorry. John Williams is the composer of so many wonderful movies.
Yes.
Indiana Jones being what, Star Wars,
Jaws,
like all these amazing movies. He's been the composer of, but the gentleman, the esteemed man himself, is 90 years old. So I don't blame him for wanting to retire.
Yeah.
I'm 36 and I'm kind of like, can I retire? But I applaud him for doing something he loves so much for so long. So there's also an article about that in the description for anyone who wants to read more about it.
Wonderful.
So that was my nerdy news. It wasn't like super expansive. I can't talk about Obi-Wan yet because since we went on vacation and came back, we haven't quite caught up.
Oh, okay.
I know.
What episode are you at?
I can't remember. I think we're like 5 in,
right?
4 or 5. So we're like, we have like 1 or 2 left.
Okay.
But I love it. I love Ewan McGregor and his work, so it makes me happy to watch him. And I'm excited for them doing a show together. And I know that they hope there's a season 2, and in a way, I hope there is. So we shall see what happens. And I haven't even watched any of Miss Marvel yet. I'm like, I feel like a bad nerd when I don't get to watch that stuff yet.
Okay, so I have 2 comments about those really quick without giving any spoilers.
Okay.
Episode number 6, Ewan McGregor just shows off why he is the perfect Obi-Wan. His acting is is barn, and even young Leia, her acting in that
She's
episode,
phenomenal.
oh my gosh, for a
She
child,
was great in Bird Box. She was in Bird Box, and she was great in that too. Yeah,
oh,
she
that was
in that movie.
her.
Yeah, she's grown a little bit since then, but she is absolutely outstanding.
Wow, okay. I did not know that. And the other thing I want to say is, like, I've been a little disappointed. I had heard, I haven't seen it myself, but I had heard Miss Marvel had, like, just terrible ratings on Rotten Tomato. And I feel like what I want to say for people that maybe haven't gotten into it yet, or say that this show isn't for me, how many of the other Marvel shows aren't for other people? You know what I mean? Like, I think you definitely have to accept it for what it is. It's not the same as watching, Iron Man or watching any of the other movies.
Every single hero has their own genre of people. And I mean, of course, there's also overlaps of all the shows too, but there's always going to be like a specific audience that likes it more than another. So.
Right.
I appreciate all of these movies and stories and all the work that people put into it. So that's one of the reason I watch is I love the acting. I love seeing someone be able to take a story and go with that.
Right. And you know what I love about Marvel, just kind of in general, they really showed it on Moon Knight as well, and here in Miss Marvel. But they will hire directors that are from that culture. So I know there's like 2 Muslim directors that are doing Miss Marvel, and I just think it just adds so much depth to the worlds. You know what I mean?
You feel like there's that foundation there that really brings it to life. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was out of this world. I have Saber Paul. If you missed it, I got a gift last night, and it was the Illuminati and Rick and Morty style. I'm excited to wear that.
That is so cool. So yeah. So I would say if you're one of the people that haven't tried Miss Marvel just because you're not, you think it's a story for teenage girls, there are plenty of teenage girls that were watching the other movies as well. And I say, the directing in there is phenomenal. I really like how it looks like a comic book, and it feels like the type of teenage angst that you would have. Very, very Spider-Man-ish.
Gotcha. All right, so to move along, Mr. James Kaiser himself, our producer, has given us a flow of the show, and we have a returning flow named Firecat Fusion, and this video is rocking. So without further ado, here is our flow of the show, Firecat Fusion. You can find out more information about her and her YouTube channel in the description below. I do apologize, Saber Paul. I did not think about the kaleidoscope in the eye warning issues. So I will make sure that in future flow videos, I will keep an eye out for that and add a warning for those. Say warning: some flashing makes photosensitive eyes not nice.
Right.
That was terrible grammar English there.
I was trying to think. I was watching that. I was trying to think of how to say this on a family show. Let's say if I was in my college days, that video would have been a whole different experience.
You would save it in a specific folder. It was very trippy, though. It was very trippy. So I better. All right, that was really cool. So thank you, James Kaiser, for
Firecat Fusion.
Yes, Firecat Fusion. Very, very, very neat.
Make sure to check her out
Yeah,
down
make sure to
below.
check her out. Go to her YouTube page. She's got some great videos on there. I checked her out
Y-
last time we
Yes,
had
ma'am.
her on. I checked her out. I had her in my own folder. All right, so and now next we have our guest.
Moving right along. I am very excited. Well, I'm excited every week, but this week, this is a guest that I've been wanting to have on the show for a while now, and if you follow the show, you probably know that we have interviewed a few other companies that sell the same product, but this gentleman stands out in a league of his own, even amongst his peers. So I want to know how he does it. So with no further ado, please give it up for the Supreme Chancellor Omega. I feel like I should salute or something. Give
Here we go.
it up for Omega. Hello, hello.
Hey, Van, how's it going?
Life is beautiful. I'm excited to have you on tonight. How are you?
Man, I am great, man. Glad to be here. Love
I'm
your
I'm,
show.
I'm happy you can make time for us. I see you are always keeping busy.
I tried to, but man, I can always make time. You just let me know when you want to do it.
Oh man, thank you, thank you. We're not worthy. So how has everything been in general for you? We're in this period where we're coming out of COVID. Things are opening back up. Schools are opening back up to do Saber training. The conventions are opening back up. Where does that leave Crimson Dawn in all this?
Incredibly busy. The shop runs 6 days a week. We have 6 full-time guys here, fulfilling orders, customer service, that kind of thing. We also do several conventions now, most of which are in Texas. We are going to go out of state probably towards the end of this year. If not, we'll be out of state a whole bunch next year too.
Wow.
Florida, a couple other states. I know we're going to hit next year. Um,
Where in Texas are you?
so we're in Montgomery, Texas. We're
Okay.
about an hour and change north of Houston.
Okay.
We're considered in the Houston area. So,
Right.
most of our customers, local guys are the Houston based. If you're familiar with the Texas Renaissance Festival, we actually set up there at the Texas Renaissance Festival. Our shop is 10 minutes from that property.
Oh wow! It seems like Texas is kind of a hotbed for sabers. I know Texas Custom Sabers is out there. I think in Houston area, and I want to say I thought there was a couple of saber groups in Texas in general.
No, for sure. Yeah. When you go to the conventions, you could see it too. Ultra Sabers is also, I think Friendswood. Those guys are Texas
Right.
based. There's a
Now
couple other guys there, but
let me ask you, when it comes to things like that, like I know, okay, so we Kyber Cave, we're out here in California. When I go to conventions, there is no competition for me. Every once in a while, Ripper Blades will show up with a few LGTs and their Ripper Blades, but really, when we go to conventions, for the most part, we're the game here in town. How is it for you? Do you go to conventions and there are other saber companies?
there's a few. We've seen a couple of the smaller guys. We've seen Kyber. What is it? Kyber Light, I think.
Right.
I think we saw Kyber Light, and we see Ultra Sabers at every show. We're
Oh,
generally set up relatively close to them. If you can find Ultra Sabers, you can find us. But I mean, it
right.
depends on the mix. It's still kind of COVID-y. Most of
Mhm.
our convention experience is in COVID. We started our convention leg in the height of COVID or right at the beginning. We took a little pause, and as soon as stuff started opening back up, we started getting back out to the shows and getting in front of people. And like I said, we did the Renaissance Festival. So we see different guys at different shows, but a lot of times it's just us because
Wow.
if we get invited to a smaller show or something, we'll go do the show just to get in front of our customers.
Right. Now, if you don't mind, I want to back up just a little bit. How long has Crimson Dawn been Crimson Dawn?
Oh man, we've been really big now, probably for 3 years. we've been pretty big for 3 years. It's been pretty much nonstop for 3 years. We started doing the conventions year before last,
Right.
but again, our online sales is a lot bigger than our convention legs.
Right. And okay, so just so I understand, you said we've been pretty big for 3 years. Does that mean that you came out the gate just knocking people out, or was there
We had
a
a
build up time to that when things really got going?
we had I mean, it was we pretty much shot out the gate pretty strong. I mean, there was a real big build year. A lot of time, a lot of energy went into about a year to 2 years of growth. A lot of money, and just kind of throwing everything at the wall and see what sticks, and just going out there and doing it, and staying
Right.
organized and staying on top of it, and taking care of customers. We're a customer based business. That's the whole reason why we do this. So
Right.
kind of learning how to do that, and figuring all that stuff out. And yeah,
I would say at least here in the United States, we used to sell LGT product in our store as well. We're exclusive TXQ now, but before when we had our storefront, we sold all different brands: Vader's Vault, Ultra Saber, all different kinds of things. And through this show, we've had a chance to interview Johnny Collado at Dark Wolf, Jim at Starforge Sabers, and of course Tyler at Vire. And so when a lot of people think LGT in general, you guys are like some of the top four names that pop up. However, even having said that, I feel like both Vire and Crimson have very much kind of set themselves apart from the pack. And like a lot of times I'll go to your Crimson Dawn, community page, and people, this is a Crimson Dawn Saber. They don't even acknowledge the LGT part of it, but they are so. I would say you and Vire seem to have some of the most loyal customers that I've seen. People love you guys. Why do they love you so much? Are you paying people off?
no, we invest a lot of time in our customers. I mean, I shake hands, and if you go to a convention, you're going to see me at the show. Like
Right.
I'm there talking to people. The Texas Renaissance Festival, 8 weekends. I mean, when you do the math on how many conventions we do, plus shipping Sabers 6 days a week, I mean, there's probably a half a dozen weeks that we don't do weekends that we don't do something.
Wow.
It's pretty busy.
And how did you get? A lot of times when I talk to Saber companies, a lot of them tend to be a little bit smaller. Of course, you do have your Ultra Sabers, your Vader Volts, these more established companies that have been around for a while. And I can understand them having 6, 8, 10 employees. A lot of the other companies tend to be smaller, just one guy in a warehouse, or maybe even one other person to help. Maybe a lot of times, maybe it's a wife or something. How did you get to 6 employees?
So I actually own a company called Next Gen Metalworks. We do fabrication, and it's a business that services the oil and gas business here in Texas.
Okay.
We had employees in that business already.
Mm-hmm.
We had some slowdowns here. In Texas, the oil business goes up and down. We have our fair share of recessions. It hurts everybody.
Right.
So to keep my guys busy, we took a stab at the Saber market, and we hit it real hard. We built our own electronics. We have our own Sabers. We have a machine in Houston that's turning aluminum now.
Wow.
We'll have a machine in Montgomery turning aluminum. It's already been ordered. It should be shipped, and it should be fully automated, lights out manufacturing. And
Wow.
just things like that, and kind of invested in this business and taking it seriously, and doing it like we do everything else. So
Right. And so you had this other, I guess, kind of machining business. You said it was working with oil industry, or?
yeah, so we actually work with midstream clients. We build a lot of it's hydraulic work, and large fabrication projects like pipe distribution, those kind of things. So we had that business already. That kind of kept us going. That was our niche, and we we knew how to run a business, and we, in the oil field, the customer is the business. So it
Right.
was really easy to just translate that to lightsabers. We're big
But
nerds.
how do you go from oil to lightsabers? That's a big gap there.
Making
Is
stuff.
is it just that? I mean, were you just a big Saber fan and you wanted to try this out, or did you see a hole in the market that wasn't being filled, or how did you make that jump over?
It was both. I mean, I've always liked lightsabers. I like saber combat. The electronics. All of that stuff. I've always been deep into manufacturing, building things. Better mouse traps, better gadgets, streamlining processes, and the whole process of lightsabers is what interested me. Not to sound like a business nerd, but building lightsabers, assembling lightsabers, the tech in lightsabers to me is what's interesting. And everybody else likes it. The lore is exciting. Huge Star Wars fan, so it was an easy jump. It was fun,
Right.
and doing the conventions and the shows. It just kind of one thing went to the next.
Right, right. Now you were talking about these new machines that you have. Are you going to be putting out your own Crimson Dawn brand designs that are separate from LGT, or is that the goal with that?
Yeah, we have some already, but we do plan on producing a whole lot of things for the lightsaber community in general.
Not necessarily just sabers, but other products as well.
Other products. We plan on releasing a few new product lines, but there's so far in development right now. I don't even want to speak on them yet. But we do plan on doing that. There are some other things that we're going to do with this machine. But yeah, we do plan on turning some of our own hilts, turning some of our own components, and we've even looked at turning parts for other people.
Right, right. That is absolutely fantastic. So, in your team of 6 people, I'm guessing you have their engineer background kind of people.
Not at all. They're people who's been with me for a long time. They all have their own niche and their own specialty, and most of them didn't have a saber background, and they just they were doing something else, and we all kind of go that direction.
Right.
It's a business, and we're in rural Texas, so there are saber nerds here, but they're not as easy to find.
Right.
We're in between Conroe and Navasota. Like, the town we're in has maybe 1,000 people, something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So probably everybody in your town knows who Crimson Dawn is for sure.
For sure. We donate a lot of sabers to stuff like schools and things like that too, though. Anytime anybody asks us for something, kids around here or something, we're real big at donating and giving back to the community. And then too, the Texas Renaissance Festival being so close. And most of our customers know too, they're here in Texas or local. If you message our customer service folks, you can schedule an appointment and just come out to the shop. We'll take you through the shop. We don't let anyone in without an appointment, but
Right.
we do take walk-ins. People drive in from Austin, Dallas.
Right.
We usually get about a dozen customers. Even though we're closed to the public, we get about a dozen customers scheduling appointments and driving down from somewhere in Texas to see something or to touch something or just to say hi or even get something fixed if there's an issue, kind of thing.
Right. What do you think sets Crimson Dawn apart from the other distributors that were selling the same product that you do, but for some reason your customers just will only go to you? Well, why is that?
Like I said, we take care of the customers. I mean, the whole business is designed around the customer. We try to have short lead times. And we try to communicate. We try to be as transparent as we possibly can with the customer on what's going on. And again, you can see us. We're out there. You want some longevity. You don't want to buy something from somebody who might not be here in a month or who's just doing this part time or whatever. Moonlighting, whatever they decide they want to do.
Right.
Like I said, we take ownership of the product. I mean, we know everything there is to know about the product. We do not do any kind of drop shipping or anything like that. Everything is shipped to us in components, and we assemble every single lightsaber before it goes out. We put every single piece together.
Wow.
We do everything here. We even now put most of the the switches and all that stuff get soldered in here at the shop
Wow.
to make ourselves more flexible, to offer more products, to offer more services to the customer.
Right. And are there things that you've learned from your customer, or maybe suggestions that you've gotten from your customers at being out at cons and getting to meet them, that have affected or influenced your business? Like, maybe has somebody suggested something, you're like, yeah, that's a good idea, we're going to try that out.
Well, I'm sure they have. I just can't think of an example off the top of my head. I'm sure there's been at least a dozen, but we do talk to a lot of people. We do get some, they do a lot of times. It's can you make this saber, or are you going to produce this, but what we've made tons of contacts and really cool people. A good example is real good friend of mine now. I can say Kelly Rogers over at Ink Fusion.
Oh wow!
He reached out to us. Those are the Disney licensed tattoo guys.
Yeah.
They go to all the conventions and they do all the shows and that kind of stuff. And they reached out to me, and we did a little donation. We teamed up with them, and we donated a couple of sabers that they could that they used as trophies for the judges. And just the other day, I don't know if you could see it, but I got this. It's pretty fresh.
Oh, you're in it for life now, man. It's like getting jumped in.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, just a level of dedication, and getting out there in front of the customers and meeting people and forming those relationships like that is really what it's about. That's kind of what separates us.
Right. Now, of all of the Star Wars lore that you could have gone with, what made you decide to go with Crimson Dawn?
I like the Shadow Syndicate part of it. I like it. It's kind of the original name was going to be the Crimson Dawn Cartel, but right about the time that we were going to release that, a guy named El Chapo was shooting like shooting people in hotels or something and being extradited to the U.S. So we decided to drop the cartel just for SEO reasons.
Right.
But yeah, we like the idea. We plan on releasing a blaster line. We plan on releasing a few other product lines that complement, sabers and the genre, and that kind of fits the Crimson Dawn cartel. The Crimson Dawn, we make products, we bring them to market. You can trust our products. If it comes from Crimson Dawn, you know it's good.
It sounds like you're not just trying to satisfy the saber heads out there, but it sounds like you're moving into the cosplay kind of end of it with the different accessories and things.
Well, so a lot of what we run is going to be based on the same DIY hobby grade, platform. So when we do take our stab at blasters, they're going to be modular. They're actually going to take saber components. They're going to take drop-in electronics. It's all going to be moddable and customizable. We're going to be writing blaster sound fonts in a year, that kind of thing. It's going to be its own parallel hobby, not necessarily far cosplay, but we're hoping that people like blasters just as much as they like lightsabers. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, when you talk about make sound fonts, would you actually collaborate with a different existing sound font maker, or are you trying to bring somebody on staff that can develop your own sound fonts?
So we actually use Lord Reaver, Cameron Ingalls. He developed sound fonts. He's made, I think 30 Crimson Dawn fonts, that we own and that we use. We're going to be launching the fonts on our website soon in packs, so you can download them and upload them to our sabers.
So these are exclusive to Crimson Dawn?
Yeah, I mean, they're sound fonts. You could use them for whatever,
Right.
We're going to have them released for our Neocore. They're already on our baselit board. They're already on our Crimson Prophet, and we're revamping and re-releasing them on a new Crimson Dawn baselit board that'll be out in about a month.
Wow,
But we're also going to run font packs, and we're going to be selling them independent or offering them independent. A lot of times there'll be giveaways for customers and things like that. We'll incentivize it somehow, where if you have a Crimson Dawn saber, you get Crimson Dawn font packs, kind of thing. At least highly discounted. And every time a show comes out, we'll release another font pack, kind of thing.
Right.
And we plan on making some gag fonts as well to go on it, some funny, something to
Right.
play around with. But yeah,
Is
that we're probably going to work with Cam on the blaster stuff too. So
Right. It sounds like you've got like so many different pots on the burner right now. How do you keep it all like organized and with your game plans? Okay, this is our goal in the next year. This is our goal in the next 6 months.
I stay busy all the time. We still run. Next Gen still runs 40, 50 hours a week. Crimson Dawn is 50, 60 hours a week. I
Wow.
mean, and we're actually just about to launch another company, Next Gen Energy, which is going to sell solar products in the Southeast Texas market. We just showcased some of those at Dallas FanX. We built a gonk. I would have brought it in here, but it's a little too big. If you ever go to any of our shows, the
Right.
gonk that we have is run off of 2 lithium iron phosphate batteries, making 24 volts. We step that up to 110 with an inverter, and the
Yeah.
gonk is fully self-sufficient. It'll run probably 2,000 kilowatt hours. It runs all of our convention for the weekend on
Right.
one charge. Because when you go to those conventions, they'll charge you $300, $500 for power. So sometimes it takes them half a day to get down there and turn it on. So we bring our own power to the shows now.
That is such a cool idea, and it's a Gonk droid.
It's a Gonk droid, and that's powered by products from that other company that'll be coming to market here by the end of this year.
Man, you got the left hand taking care of the right hand.
Everything synergizes.
Wow. And I love that you're using the Gonk droid for what a Gonk droid actually is.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Do you think at some point you'll be making droids?
We got a lot of 3D printers. We got resin printers. We got diode lasers. We got all kinds of stuff to do it.
Right. I can see if you sold the Gonk droids as like little generators and things like that as a separate unit, man. I bet people would love that.
We actually kicked it around. We're going to try to have it done for Comic Palooza, but not only did we do the big gonk that runs the whole show, we're going to make little tiny gonks that have little 18650 battery cell packs in them that we set on the tables to run like our point of sale and our other smaller electronics. And just put lights and whistles and stuff like that on them. So we do plan to have a few little, we call them baby gonks, sitting on the table too.
Turn a little mouse droid into something. That's fantastic. So what is it? What is your? It sounds like you have a lot with these other companies. Do you have somebody at Crimson Dawn that helps you kind of keep that organized so that you can think of all of the other companies, or is it pretty much you dividing your time between all these projects?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, Crimson Dawn, I have Shane in fulfillment, Chuck in warranty, Jeanette in customer service, and a couple other guys too that are helping out with that business. So, I mean, it requires oversight. It requires hands-on. It requires a lot of time. But, I find time to do other things. There's synergies. We try to keep, just going in that direction. I have another guy too that helps me on a lot of projects and kind of keeps me going that direction. My wife, she helps out a lot too. She plans out a lot of our convention stuff. So it's a team effort. It's not just me. Right. I kind of keep us going in 50 different directions, and everybody else kind of gets us back on track. So
right. So not that you have much extra time or anything like that, but what do you like to do when you're not thinking about your business? Are you a musician at all? For some reason, it seems like a lot of the saber makers I talk to play musical instruments.
I'm not. I have a small role in the music business with a publishing company called Brazos Valley Music.
Okay.
And Shane is a very talented musician. If you guys are on the Crimson Dawn Facebook page or in the Facebook group, he posts his live shows and stuff all the time. He's the musical talent. Me, I have a lot of hobbies, but most of my time and energy spent, in the different businesses and companies. I find those things very interesting. Right. If I had to say something that wasn't business related, I'm a real big animal lover. Here in the office, I think we have a dozen ball pythons,
Right.
maybe
Looks like
more.
there's a tank behind you.
Oh yeah, there's actually two whole banks of tanks, like retail displays
Right.
that have different fish in them: tetras, Oscars, koi. I have here at the office. There's a probably 6,000 gallons of koi ponds and stuff that run beside one of the buildings. So just little stuff like that. I'm a real big animal guy. I got pheasants and all kinds of stuff. So
Right.
right next door to us, there's my grandfather owns a lot of property next to the shop, and there's like white-tailed deer and elk and all kinds of stuff just that you can go out there and basically hand feed.
Wow, that's so cool. Do you now? I know you said you were married. Do you have kids as well?
I do. I have a 6-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Ooh, that's quite a gap there too.
There is.
Is it hard for you to balance home life and the business world that you're in?
Not at all. My business and my home are very close to each other, adjacent, connected.
Literally
we
connected, huh?
Yeah. We have probably pushing 10,000 square foot warehouse, and my home is on the back side of the building.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have another building lag bolted to that. So I wake up, flip a switch, walk, and there's forklifts driving around and people, and we have a full office building and cubicles and all that stuff. And my house is on the other side of that. So I don't really have to worry about work-life balance because they're happening at the same time.
Oh, that's so cool, and you can't beat that commute.
No, for sure. Like I'm doing this from the office. It's almost 10 o'clock here in Texas, but that's because my walk back to the house is about 250 feet. So
That is absolutely. Does that ever make you feel trapped at all? Do you ever feel like, man, I just spend my entire life in this little plot of area, like a goldfish in a bowl?
So I'm oddly comfortable that way. I do more travel to go to conventions and shows and stuff than I do to like leave the place. There was months that I haven't left the property, like because of like Kroger delivering groceries or picking up stuff like that. My wife going out and getting stuff. There's been literal months where I haven't left the street. Here. So, I'll
and
drive
you're happy that way, huh?
Street. Oh, I'm happy as a lark. I don't want to go anywhere these days. I'm fine.
That's fantastic. Do you what do you see coming up within the next few years? Like, it sounds like you're doing a lot of conventions now as it is, but are you trying to like get out more into other states, or do you want to keep it in kind of the central part of the country right now? Or
we want to do all the big cool shows, and we want to be a big show there. We want if there's a big Comic-Con in your city, we want to go to it and we want to do it. Like that's what we like to do. We have customers all over the U.S. and we want to get in front of them. So, we want to do Dragon Con, soon. We want to do Phoenix. We want to do Orlando. We want to do Los Angeles, San Diego. We want to do the big shows. So we're going to keep traveling. We're going to keep doing that thing. But our big business is online. That's the shows are like I said, they're really just to get in front of the customers.
Right.
For a second there, I was wondering how my cat got on your screen.
we got a teleporter going here. So now online, with so much competition from other companies, and I mean even companies that you're directly dealing with, how do you keep that flux? Is it a lot of word of mouth? Are your customers just so loyal and they're telling other people? How are you keeping that constant online business going with so much competition out there?
I mean, we just do it 24/7. It's all hands on deck. We ship 5-6 days a week.
Right.
Like,
do you guys do like advertising on YouTube or other types of advertising, or is it mostly customer word of mouth?
It's mostly customer word of mouth. We did advertise predominantly on Facebook for a while. We've had a very small Facebook ad budget. But we did recently just turn on Google Ads. I hate Google Ads. I'm not a huge Google Ads fan. I've been against them, but we did recently just turn on a couple of Google ads at the,
Hmm.
2 or 3 months ago. But we don't have a large marketing budget. The marketing is Comic Conroe. The marketing is Comic Palooza. It's FanX Dallas. It's the Texas Renaissance Festival. That's our marketing, is going out there and being the guys. Like, you can see us, you can talk to us, you can come to our shop, you can, we're there in front of you. We want to help you with a lightsaber. You know what I mean?
Right. And do you have you had talked about some of the blasters that you have coming up in other products. Do you have anything like, are these things that you are developing together as a team, or do a lot of these things come from you and then you say, okay, guys, let's make this blaster happen, or let's make this other product happen?
So I mean, it's a team. It's definitely a team.
Hmm.
I'll get an idea and then kind of come up with the concept of how we would do it, what machine we would use, what process we would use, and then we kind of start talking about it from there.
Hmm.
What we could use, how we could synergize it with another product, what we could pull from something, how we could use a same chassis or a part, or maybe the same speaker or a
Right.
switch can be reused in multiple components. And it's
Right.
a lot less exciting than you think about. It's more of a,
Right.
of a whiteboard, with, contours on it, than it is, this really cool concept sketching. Because I'm the guy that's like, we have to make it like that. Machines
Right.
don't have that many axes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
um, so that's kind of how it goes. That we just kind of bounce stuff off of each other, and um, it works.
Right. And it sounds like you've got a pretty good relationship with your distributor with LGT. It sounds like, because you're buying the components yourselves and then putting them together yourselves. So it sounds like it gives you more control of your product.
Yeah, that's a volume thing. We 1 second, my motion sensor light turned off for the second time. Yeah, no, we have a lot of leeway with that. I guess you could call it that. I'm not sure the
Mm,
best way to word that, but we do have a great relationship with our
right.
distributors. We get other parts and stuff, other components from other vendors and things like that.
Oh,
But
wow.
but yeah, we have great relationships with our customers, with our vendors, employees. We try to stay in front of everybody, and we try to make everybody happy.
Right. And to date, roughly how many, if I were to go to your website, how many of those designs are your original designs?
Original designs on the website right now, I think we have 4 or 5. 4 or 5, our original designs. We've produced a few more in prototype. We have more designs in house
Hmm.
that we're working on, and some of the other designs have some tweaks and modifications for us. If there's things that we like and things, we make suggestions, we make changes. We change the process sometimes to fit us some when it works.
Right. And these would be designs that are only available at Crimson Dawn,
For
correct?
sure, yeah. Like the Invictus, the Initiate. Here's an Invictus right here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ooh, is that curved?
no, well, we
Oh,
have curved pieces for it. It might just be the curvature
might be
fishbowl
the
lens or
angle I'm
something.
looking at.
Yeah,
That
you
is
just can't.
gorgeous.
Yeah, this is the Invictus. It's a real cool saber. We made it for dueling and things like that. It's got a lot of handholds. We made a saber for the Texas Renaissance Festival, the Oath Keeper. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're going to take the manufacturing part real serious.
Right. Do you take like customer suggestions and things, like if customers say, "Oh, I'd like to see more Shoto sabers," or things like that?
Um, no, because um, I don't know how to say it eloquently, but from a dollar standpoint, the customer that is our biggest customer just wants a lightsaber. This is their first lightsaber. They don't have
Right.
suggestions. They they've never seen a lightsaber. They just saw our lightsaber. We're a lot of first time saber, buyers. Now, the
Right.
good thing is our brand and our business is set up to get you into the hobby, and we're set up to accommodate you to upgrade through the hobby. And we also have higher end stuff like Golden Harvest, Crimson Neocore, Prophy, Crimson Prophy. When you get to the end of the hobby, but we do bring a ton of people in. We're
Right.
kind of like the gateway to lightsabers right now. So we don't. A lot of times when someone makes a suggestion to me, it's not something that would apply to that lightsaber. They want to see Obi-Wan saber made a little different. They want to see, Savage Opress or an obscure character from Legends or something like that. That's most of the suggestions are like deeply rooted in lore. When in reality, like, the next best lightsaber is the Banshee version 2. You know what I mean? That's our entry level saber is really where most of everything happens.
Right. I find that interesting because I've had that discussion with other people when they discuss it, like, comparing us to, say, a Vader's Vault or Electrum Sabercraft or something like that. And I kind of explain it almost like car dealerships. We're like your Toyota and your Hondas. We're good, reliable starter cars, but we're not your Ferrari. You know what I mean? When you want a Ferrari, those people are usually into the hobby a lot longer, and they know exactly what they're looking for. Whereas we tend to cater a lot to the mom and pops that just want to have a good time with the kid in the backyard.
For sure. And we do have high end replicas. We do have high end flow sabers, high end dueling sabers. You can go anywhere in the hobby you want within Crimson Dawn. For the most part.
Right. And man, time flies fast. We're getting ready to come up here. We're coming up to our 40-minute mark. But I wanted to ask you, what is in store in the next year or two for Crimson Dawn? When people come out and see you at the booths, what should they be looking for? Are you looking to put new models out, or are you just trying to get your customer service, get in front of more people? What is Crimson Dawn's bigger goal in the next year or two?
Well, we always have big goals. We're driven on growth. We want to keep growing. We want to keep expanding, keep adding to the building, keep adding trucks and vans, and put on more than one convention team and do more than one convention at the same time. Up the sales, get more permanent residencies like at the Texas Renaissance Festival. Just do more, do everything. That is the goal of Crimson Dawn, is to do it all and to do it now.
And do you have any words of wisdoms or anything you want to say to some of your customers? Or
just stay tuned. We'll be releasing new lightsabers this week, probably as early as tomorrow. I got a couple here, a couple of these little guys. This little guy's going live. Was
that an exclusive preview we just got there?
Yeah, and then an update.
Is that a Star Killer?
Yeah, this is an updated Star Killer with a crystal chamber, and new electronics, the sound fonts, everything's gonna be better.
Right.
We're streamlining a lot of our processes too. We're shipping faster as of last week. We're shipping more. We're trying to get back to our 1-day model, our 2-day model. We're real close, now maybe 3 days, maybe 4. But a lot of stuff still gets out of here in a day or two. And I think we got that under control. We're answering tickets and emails faster now. We're getting warranties out faster. We're making everything better.
Wow. That is absolutely fantastic. I know I'm always fascinated watching, because we are a Saber company ourselves, so I'm always interested in watching other companies and seeing what they're doing. And like I said, with you guys and with Vire, like I haven't seen loyalty like you seem to bring on. So that is definitely something I admire about Crimson Dawn.
We appreciate
Your customers
that.
love you.
Yeah, no. We appreciate that. We love the customers.
Wonderful. Well, Supreme Chancellor Omega, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with you. I want to thank you for staying up late and having that long commute back home after you get out of the shop. And also for anyone who wants to find out more about Crimson Dawn, our lovely, fantastic director, Miss Mezzo, will have Crimson Dawn information down below in the notes part of the page. Wonderful. Thank you so much, and I appreciate talking to you.
No, Van, I appreciate you having me on, man. Anytime you want to do it, you let me know.
Oh, man, you said it, and I'm going to call you again.
For sure. You know how to find me.
All right. Thank you so much. Take it easy.
Yo.
And they got a cool logo, too. I got another thing or two from them.
Looking. Thank you, Matt Mike said great interview.
Thank you. Well, it makes it easy when you have great guests. They do all the work. I just sit here.
You have questions? But they do most of the talking for you.
Yes. So, this week we do not have a new Saber alert for you, but we will get back to that next week. We will get back on track with that. But we do have
Kevin's Comic-Con Adventure
with Kevin Hogan.
Oh, and then, by the way, Van, the notes area that you're talking about is called the description.
I don't know crap around here. Why do you expect me to know things? Yes, in the description down below. That area down below the screen where my head is, that's where you find things.
Okay, everyone, thank you. So, everyone, okay, next, Kevin Hogan has his Comic-Con adventures for us. Enjoy.
Hello everyone, this is Kevin Hogan from Northern California with another episode of California Comic-Con Adventures. On Saturday, June the 18th was Ohana Comic-Con in Hollister. Ohana Comic-Con is famous for going up and down the whole state of California. They do another city every weekend there, and Hollister is famous for their annual Renaissance Fair there. They have cosplay contests there. It's a great chance to see vendors, lots of fun arts and crafts there, and meet some local friends there in the South Bay area. And also that same weekend, in the Sacramento area, we went to Sinister Creature Con on that same June 18th and 19th weekend there. We got to see lots of cool creative cosplays there. There's also a cosplay contest there at the Scotch Sprites Masonic Center there. And we got to see some interesting actors and celebrities there. For example, from the movie Dusk Till Dawn was actor Fred Williamson there. And there was also from the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors, where's actress Jennifer Rubin and actor Ken Sage is there. And also actor Rars Marquand was there. You may remember him from the Marvel's Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And he was also in the What If series and the Walking Dead show there. And there was lots of cool creative cosplays going on. There was a alien xenomorph mixed with a queen dress there. Lots of classic Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Halloween classic cosplays there. I myself was walking around as Cat Loki and Dr. Octopus there. It was very fun. Got to see lots of cool friends there. And also, if you're interested in upcoming events there, there's also going to be on the weekend of July the 1st through the 4th is BayCon. That's going to be in the San Mateo Marriott in San Francisco airport area. And there's also on Sunday, July the 3rd, Ohana Comic-Con returns to the Vacaville area there. And also, a reminder is going to be the 4th of July weekend there. The League of Heroes cosplay group is going to be in the Sacramento parade. But for all of you in your local areas, you might want to consider checking out your local 4th of July parades to see if they have any need for cosplay people there that might have an event going on there in your local area too. That'd be fun to check out. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the pics, and I'll see you out there next Comic-Con.
Sorry,
I know
Kevin.
you saw it too.
I'm like, sorry, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin.
That's gonna be his new
my
name from now on,
goodness.
Jevin.
That's so, I even watched it. I was making sure all the videos were working, and I watched it, and I just missed that. Sorry, Kevin. Kevin Hogan. Thank you very much.
There's something about seeing Sith Cat Loki standing next to like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about? I know it's a little bit of ways, but if you want to tell everyone about the toy convention coming up, so people can plan to go if they'd like.
Oh yeah, God, I don't know. What's the date on that?
9th and 10th.
Yeah, you know, because you have another event that weekend, right?
It's not that I have an event. My church is planning a mission trip to Mexico, and
that's right. The other
my
guy.
my husband would go in, and the gentleman that I have taught to do my job at my church it will also be there, so I have to be at church to run the tech aspect of everything there.
Right. Yes, well, we are going to be. It is in the South Bay, I believe. I can't remember what's. Steven is the one. Why do you ask me questions? You know I don't carry the brains of the operations.
I should have warned you ahead of time.
But we are going to be there. We're going to be doing interviews. I don't know what celebrities are going to be there, but we are going to be doing interviews and panels. We're going to be picking up some video footage, hopefully, for this show. And of course, Kyber Cave Sabers will be there as well. So we're going to have a booth selling sabers, and then we're going to also be on the main stage. I'm gonna have to pick up some other team members or something.
Where you don't remember where it's located? Is it just a toy convention?
Yeah, it is. I know Steve Meads is running it. Steve Meads is best known. In fact, we had Steve Meads on our show a few shows back. He's the droid builder.
Yes, I remember him. He was great.
Yeah, so we do have that coming up. That was July 9th. That's like a couple weeks from now, huh?
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to mention it so that people could take a look.
Gosh, I gotta get my stuff together.
Yeah, Mr. G. I do see a future toy convention calendar. I was kind of looking it up to see if I could find where it's still here in California, yeah?
Yes, and interestingly, I think coming up in 3 weeks, we are going to be teaming up with Five Titans out of Fallon, Nevada. That's where we were at this weekend, or where I was at was RageCon, helping support them. But they're actually coming out to Sacramento to Denio's flea market, and we're going to set up a booth with them just to meet people out there as well. So that'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be a fun adventure. And then, if it works out, that might be a permanent little spot for us on weekends.
Yeah, that'd be really, really neat. I was trying to find the dates of it, but I'm not finding it just by Googling. So, no worries. But we'll get more information out. Just look for our Facebook page about it in the next few days, and Mr. Van himself will get some information put onto the Facebook page. And if you're there, then you can check us out. I will not be there, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Wait, can I show you something that I did pick up this weekend, though?
No.
Aww.
Yes, of course. Oh no, she's so scary.
What? I love Miss Minutes. So
Miss Minute, she's always like she's like, hi everybody. She's like she seems so nice, but you can tell underneath she will destroy you.
I know several women like that, in fact. Yes, so Tara Strong, people that have been watching the show for a while know that I have a running joke about getting Tara Strong on this show.
Yes, you do.
She will be at SAC Anime in about 2 months, so I picked that up in the hopes of meeting her. So that is actually for Tara Strong. That is not for me.
Okay. It's a present for her.
It is a present for her.
That would be really cool.
It's handmade and it's like crocheted and like
that is. I mean, that's so sweet that it is handmade.
Yes.
I'll give you that. I was like,
why do I feel like you're like on the under making fun of me?
No. No. Just Miss Minutes does. Watching the show, she always gave you that eerie, "this is not good news" feeling.
Right. Well, I can't.
And that was the purpose of her. I feel like they did a good job.
Right, and then Loki season 2 is going to be out at some point, so I'm sure she's going to come back.
Loki was great, Yoda. I agree. There's Yoda Tenzin Ryu's in the chat, and I agree. Loki was great. It was a great show.
And in fact, I think Loki, WandaVision, and Moon Knight were all up for like awards, right? For
Or
television
Emmys,
series.
maybe.
Yeah. For different,
Nice.
aspects.
I hadn't specifically read that yet. I just was doing my things and going to improv comedy shows and meeting cool people.
I know. So
My goodness.
the Marvel is putting out great work, and they are being recognized for it, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, even so Comic-Con coming up, San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel will be there for the first time in 3 years. So that's really, really cool that they'll be there. Yeah, for all the, everything with COVID and everything, for the first time in 3 years, Marvel is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Wow.
And I will not be.
yeah. We won't be, but it's nice that they
Yeah.
will be.
All right. Well, so guys, don't forget to tune in on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific, where we have our After Dark show for 18 and older. It's suggested due to adult content and adult language.
Yes.
I sometimes am in the chat, but I am unable to be on the show as of right now.
And you know what? We'll get that. I didn't have enough time to figure it out. I was all flustered anyways. But we'll get that wheel drawing thing. I'm trying to give away a Saber on a Friday night.
It's not even a wheel.
I know it's not a wheel. I don't know what else to call it, or the picker thing.
Giveaway tool. Just giveaway tool. There
The giveaway tool. I am the giveaway tool. All right.
Use a tool. Once I show you, it'll be pretty simple and you'll be fine. So.
All right. I just got to get some training on that.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So here's to kick off the end of our show.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sure.
Sorry. I just want to encourage people to check out, head over to kybercave.com. We just got a bunch of new product in. We just got a bunch of refills on orders. Lots of fun stuff. Check us out there for all your Saber needs and all your Saber accessory needs. And that helps support this show right here by going over there.
Mike says, "Spinny giveaway ring."
Yeah.
It doesn't even. I had StreamYard had a very useful tool. I found it on my first show here last second, and I'm so thankful I did. And that's what I will continue to use for now.
Yes, and we will call it the Spinny giveaway thingy.
All right. Yes, so everyone, don't forget to tune in Friday and check out kybercave.com for all the new merch. And to kick off the end of our show, we have our Talk of the Town. Enjoy.
Woo-hoo!